Have you ever wondered why some people work tirelessly but never seem to escape financial struggles? Why do some individuals with great potential remain stuck, while others effortlessly step into abundance? The truth is, financial success isn't just about working harder. It's about understanding deeper spiritual and practical principles that most people overlook. What if I told you that financial struggles aren't always what they seem? That they might actually be part of a divine process shaping your future? Many are trapped in cycles of lack, not because they are incapable, but because they are unaware of hidden forces, both spiritual and practical, that affect their ability to prosper. We've been conditioned to believe that money is just about numbers, luck, or hard work. But what if wealth was also about mindset, faith, and aligning with the right principles? Countless people unknowingly sabotage their own success due to limiting beliefs, poor financial stewardship, or failing to recognize the spiritual warfare surrounding financial abundance. In this video, we're going to break down the unseen reasons why some people never reach their financial potential. We'll uncover what truly holds people back from divine prosperity, reveal the patterns that need to be broken, and provide you with the insights needed to step into a season of true financial transformation. By the end, you'll not only understand why prosperity has seemed out of reach, you'll have the keys to unlock it in your own life. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could change the way you see money and success forever. Have you ever thought that your financial struggles might not be a curse, but a preparation for something greater? What if every obstacle, every tough moment, was actually shaping you for a future of abundance? Many people see financial hardship as a punishment, but often it is a tool that builds strength, wisdom, and faith. Throughout history, great leaders faced financial struggles before stepping into their purpose. Think of Joseph, who was betrayed and sold as a slave before becoming a ruler, or David, who lived as a fugitive before being crowned king. Their difficulties were not the end of their stories. They were the beginning of something incredible. Maybe your current challenges are preparing you for something you cannot yet see. Tough times force you to rethink your priorities. When money is tight, unnecessary distractions disappear, and what truly matters becomes clear. These moments push you to rely not just on money, but on faith, discipline, and wisdom. It's during these uncertain times that people often discover their real strength and purpose. But here's the real question. Will you trust the process, or will you see hardship as a roadblock instead of a training ground? Many successful people found their true calling when they were at their lowest financially. When the world says, "You are failing," God may be saying, "I am preparing you." Money should serve a purpose, not be the purpose itself. Financial struggles help remove false security, teaching you to rely on something greater than material wealth. It's not about losing, it's about growing. It's about changing your mindset and preparing for greater responsibility and impact. Difficult times also create empathy. Those who have struggled financially understand what others are going through. They become the ones who help, inspire, and lead others out of similar situations. Their experience turns into purpose, their struggles into success, not just for themselves, but for others as well. If you are facing financial hardship, ask yourself, what if this moment is not about surviving, but about learning? What if the patience, wisdom, and faith you are gaining now are exactly what will prepare you for success? The difference between those who give up and those who overcome isn't what they go through. It's how they see it. God does not allow struggles without a purpose. Every challenge teaches lessons that wealth alone never could. When financial blessings come, will you be ready to handle them wisely? Or will you lose them as quickly as they arrived? This season is not meant to break you. It's meant to strengthen you. And just like every great story has moments of struggle before triumph, so does yours. Because as you start to see purpose in your challenges, another truth unfolds. Real prosperity is not just about money, but about being in alignment with something greater. And that's where your breakthrough truly begins. Wealth is a tool, not the foundation of life. Many believe that financial abundance guarantees security, but in reality, it can become a crutch that distances them from God. True security comes not from money, but from a deep reliance on the divine. When resources are scarce, faith is tested and strengthened, revealing where one truly places their trust. God's desire is that His people depend on Him, not on their bank accounts. It is easy to feel safe when finances are stable, but true, faith is built in uncertainty. The absence of financial abundance is not a punishment. It is an invitation to trust in God's provision beyond what is visible. Spiritual money, heavenly wealth, is of far greater value than any earthly currency. Consider the Israelites in the wilderness. They received manna daily, just enough for each day, preventing them from storing and relying on their own provisions. This was intentional. God wanted them to look to Him, not to hoarded wealth. Modern financial struggles serve a similar purpose, teaching dependence on God rather than self-sufficiency. The Bible warns that money can become a master, leading people away from their true purpose. Many successful individuals find themselves empty despite their riches because their souls remain unfulfilled. God desires a heart that seeks Him first, knowing that everything else will be added in due time. Divine prosperity is more than material gain. It is alignment with His plan. Financial struggles often expose misplaced priorities. When money is scarce, people are forced to evaluate what truly matters. Many discover that their greatest needs are not financial but spiritual. This revelation is a gift. It shifts focus from temporary wealth to eternal fulfillment. Wealth, when not handled wisely, can lead to pride and self-sufficiency. Some of the richest people in history lost their way because their money became their god. This is why financial limitation can sometimes be a form of divine protection, ensuring that a person remains humble and reliant on God's guidance. God's plan for financial blessings is always connected to His purpose. If wealth will lead someone away from their calling, He may withhold it until they are spiritually ready. Those who seek God above riches will find that He provides exactly what is needed, exactly when it is needed. Faith is about trusting that God's timing is perfect. Jesus Himself lived simply, despite having the power to command limitless resources. His life demonstrated that dependence on God is the greatest wealth. Those who follow His example will find peace and provision beyond what money can offer. Spiritual money, divine wealth, sustains the soul in ways that earthly riches never can. So, if financial abundance has not yet arrived, it may not be a denial, but a divine redirection. Perhaps God is ensuring that your heart is anchored in Him before entrusting you with more. The real question is, do you seek wealth, or do you seek God? Because where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And this leads to another crucial point: how financial struggles serve as a test of integrity. Revealing the true character of an individual, money has a way of exposing the heart. When financial struggles arise, a person's true character is revealed. Do they remain honest, or do they compromise their values for quick gains? God allows these moments not to punish, but to refine. Integrity in financial hardship is a test, proving whether one can be trusted with greater blessings in the future. Consider a person who loses their job. The temptation to cut ethical corners might increase. Cheating on taxes, taking advantage of others, or making dishonest business deals. But staying faithful in these moments, despite the hardship, builds spiritual resilience. Those who uphold integrity under pressure show that they are prepared for divine prosperity when it comes. Joseph in the Bible faced financial ruin when he was sold into slavery. Yet, even in captivity, he remained honest and faithful. His integrity led him from prison to the palace. Had he compromised his morals, his story might have ended differently. Likewise, modern financial tests are proving grounds for God's chosen ones. There's a reason why some people receive wealth and keep it, while others gain it and lose everything. God does not just look at financial stewardship, He looks at character. Those who handle money righteously, even when they have little, demonstrate they can be entrusted with more. The principle of stewardship applies to all, regardless of income level. Many people justify small dishonest acts, thinking they are harmless. Borrowing money without intending to repay, inflating expenses, or being deceitful in negotiations all seem minor, but they reveal deeper heart issues. Financial struggle magnifies these tendencies. God watches how individuals manage what they have, no matter how small, to determine if they are fit for greater responsibility. When money is scarce, some turn to manipulation or deception to survive. But this only leads to a cycle of lack. Integrity, on the other hand, unlocks divine provision. There are countless testimonies of individuals who remained faithful in their struggles and later walked into unexpected financial breakthroughs. God is not only concerned with what people earn, but how they earn it. Businesses built on deceit eventually crumble. Careers founded on dishonesty eventually fall apart. True financial success, sustainable, fulfilling, and aligned with God's plan, comes to those who pass the test of integrity. Every financial hardship carries a lesson. Those who embrace it with honesty and faith learn that money is not the source of security, God is. When a person remains faithful with little, they position themselves for much. It is in the refining fire of struggle that true financial wisdom is forged. Integrity in finances also affects future generations. Those who uphold righteousness pass on a legacy of honor, while those who compromise leave behind instability. The way a person handles money now does not just shape their future, but the destiny of those who come after them. And so, financial struggles are more than just about survival. They are about preparation. But what happens when these struggles are not just tests of character, but direct attacks in spiritual warfare? That's what we'll explore next. Not all financial struggles are merely economic challenges. Some are direct attacks in spiritual warfare. The enemy understands that a faithful person with resources can do immense good for God's kingdom. That is why financial obstacles often arise just as someone is on the verge of stepping into their divine purpose. Recognizing this battle is the first step to overcoming it. The enemy does not want God's chosen ones to walk in divine prosperity. When financial hardship strikes, it is easy to fall into discouragement, doubt, or even resentment toward God. But the truth is that these obstacles are not meant to break a person. They are meant to be conquered. With prayer, faith, and persistence, every financial blockade can be dismantled. Spiritual money is not just about physical wealth, but about the ability to sustain God's work on earth. The enemy seeks to restrict resources because he knows that when believers have financial freedom, they can invest in ministries, help the needy, and expand the message of faith. This is why spiritual warfare often targets finances. It is a strategic attack against God's kingdom. Many people assume financial struggle is always due to mismanagement or a lack of effort. While those can be factors, some financial struggles persist despite wisdom and hard work. In such cases, the battle is not against mere circumstances, but against spiritual forces. That is why prayer and spiritual discernment are crucial when facing prolonged financial difficulties. Consider Job, a man of integrity who was stripped of everything in a spiritual attack. His finances, family, and health were all afflicted, not because of failure, but because of a greater battle. His story reminds us that sometimes financial hardship is a test, but it is also a battleground. Victory comes to those who stand firm and refuse to let adversity shake their faith. Financial warfare often manifests in unexpected losses, blocked opportunities, and an overwhelming sense of lack. These are not just coincidences. They can be signs of a spiritual attack. In moments like these, believers must equip themselves with spiritual weapons: prayer, fasting, generosity, and unwavering faith. Resisting the enemy means refusing to accept lack as a permanent condition. Another strategy of the enemy is to make people believe that financial success and faith cannot coexist. This lie keeps many believers in unnecessary struggle, preventing them from accessing the blessings God intends for them. Wealth, when used righteously, is a tool for good. The key is remembering that money is a servant, not a master. The enemy thrives on fear and limitation. When financial struggles cause anxiety and hesitation, they hinder a person's ability to step into their calling. Recognizing financial attacks for what they are empowers believers to fight back with spiritual authority, breaking free from cycles of lack and stepping into divine provision. God has already provided the tools for victory. By aligning finances with His principles, through tithing, generosity, and stewardship, one steps into a realm where financial struggles lose their grip. Money is not evil. The love of money is. When finances are surrendered to God, He multiplies them beyond what human effort alone can achieve. And as believers begin to break free from financial struggles, they must also prepare for what comes next, learning how to manage blessings wisely, ensuring that prosperity serves God's purpose, rather than becoming a personal downfall. Before entrusting someone with financial blessings, God often allows them to go through a season of preparation. This period is not about punishment, but about refining character, building resilience, and teaching valuable lessons. Financial struggles often precede a season of divine prosperity. Many people desire wealth, but are not yet prepared to handle it responsibly. Without discipline, sudden financial gain can lead to waste, arrogance, and spiritual decline. God, in His wisdom, ensures that His chosen ones are ready before releasing abundance. This preparation period strengthens faith and sharpens financial stewardship. Think about Joseph in the Bible. Before he became a ruler in Egypt, he endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment. These hardships were not meaningless. They shaped his wisdom and integrity, ensuring he would handle power righteously. Likewise, financial struggles can serve as preparation for something greater, training a person to be a responsible and generous steward of resources. A season of preparation often involves learning essential financial principles. Budgeting, saving, generosity, and wise investing are skills that must be developed. Those who squander small amounts will likely do the same with larger sums. God desires His people to be faithful with little before He entrusts them with much. This period also exposes weaknesses that need to be addressed. Some individuals have unresolved greed, impatience, or a need for validation through wealth. Financial struggles reveal these heart conditions, providing an opportunity for growth and transformation. Once these lessons are embraced, financial blessings become a tool for good rather than a source of corruption. It is important to embrace the process rather than resist it. Many people pray for financial breakthroughs while avoiding the necessary preparation. Instead of focusing solely on acquiring wealth, one should focus on developing the character and wisdom required to sustain it. True prosperity is not just about receiving money. It is about knowing how to use it effectively. God's timing is perfect. Delayed financial blessings do not mean denial. They signify divine alignment. Just as a fruit must ripen before it is harvested, a person must mature before stepping into abundance. Rushing ahead of God's plan can lead to unnecessary struggles, while waiting on His timing ensures lasting success. A key aspect of this season is learning to trust God fully. When money is scarce, dependence on Him deepens. This reliance fosters a faith that is unshakable, ensuring that when wealth does come, it does not replace God as the center of one's life. Spiritual money, wealth aligned with divine purpose, flows freely to those who prioritize God over material gain. As believers navigate their season of preparation, they should focus on acquiring wisdom, refining character, and practicing faithfulness in small things. Financial abundance is not an endpoint, but a responsibility, and those who handle it well will be entrusted with even greater resources. And once this season of preparation is complete, another crucial aspect comes into play. Understanding why God sometimes protects His people from wealth until they are truly ready to manage it wisely. Wealth, when placed in the wrong hands or given at the wrong time, can be destructive. God, in His infinite wisdom, sometimes withholds financial abundance as a form of protection. This is not an act of denial, but an act of love. Just as a good parent does not hand a child something they are not ready to handle, God ensures that financial blessings come only when they will be a tool for good and not a source of downfall. Many who receive sudden wealth without preparation fall into pride, greed, and even spiritual ruin. History is full of examples. Lottery winners who lost everything, wealthy individuals who became disconnected from their faith, and businesses that crumbled due to mismanagement. God, in His mercy, shields His people from wealth that would lead them astray. Money can amplify a person's character. If one is generous and humble, wealth can enhance those traits. But if one struggles with greed or selfishness, money can make those tendencies worse. God allows financial limitations at times to refine a person's character before entrusting them with greater resources. The goal is not just wealth, but wealth aligned with divine purpose. Another reason financial limitation can be a form of protection is that wealth often brings new temptations. With financial power comes the risk of becoming self-reliant, forgetting God, or pursuing worldly pleasures. The Bible warns of the deceitfulness of riches, which can choke out spiritual growth if not handled wisely. Those who learn to rely on God in scarcity are better equipped to remain faithful in abundance. Wealth can also attract negative influences. People with selfish motives, business deals that compromise integrity, and lifestyles that lead away from God's path. By allowing financial struggles, God keeps His chosen ones grounded, ensuring they build a foundation on faith rather than fleeting riches. He does not withhold prosperity forever, but He ensures that when it comes, it is a blessing and not a curse. Even biblical figures experience divine delay in their financial blessings. Joseph, David, and even Jesus lived seasons of humility before stepping into their destined positions. Their waiting periods were not wasted time but preparation. God's withholding is often His way of building patience, wisdom, and resilience. In His people, a person may desire wealth, but God sees beyond immediate wants. He sees eternal impact. Financial abundance given prematurely can derail one's spiritual journey. When God grants prosperity, it is not just for personal gain, but to fulfill a greater mission, helping others, expanding His kingdom, and bringing light into dark places. Those who learn contentment in every season develop a deep trust in God. This trust ensures that when wealth comes, it does not control them. They see money as a tool rather than a master. True financial freedom is not having unlimited wealth, but having complete trust in God's provision, regardless of circumstances. If financial success has not yet arrived, it may not be a denial, but a safeguard. God ensures that His chosen ones are prepared before entrusting them with more. Instead of frustration, one should embrace the season, asking God what lessons He wants to impart. Those who pass the test of faithfulness in small things will be entrusted with even greater things. And as we grasp the protective nature of financial limitations, another question arises. What if lack of wealth is not just protection, but divine redirection toward a greater purpose? Sometimes, the absence of wealth is not a punishment, but a divine redirection. God may withhold financial abundance to steer individuals away from distractions and towards a greater purpose. What appears to be financial failure could be a signal to shift focus from material success to spiritual fulfillment. When money does not flow as expected, it may be time to ask, is God leading me somewhere else? Many have found their true calling in seasons of financial struggle. Instead of chasing wealth, they are guided toward meaningful work, ministries, or missions that impact lives beyond their own. This redirection ensures that personal ambitions align with divine plans. God's chosen ones are often pulled out of comfortable but limiting situations and placed where their influence can expand His kingdom. Think of biblical figures like Moses and Paul. Moses, once a prince, was redirected from palace wealth to a desert, only to later lead an entire nation. Paul, a scholar and leader, had his ambitions overturned so he could spread the gospel worldwide. Financial redirection often accompanies spiritual realignment, leading to impact far beyond personal prosperity. Many people resist redirection because they equate financial loss with failure. However, what if that closed business or lost job was meant to push them toward a greater destiny? Instead of mourning lost income, it is crucial to seek God's wisdom and guidance, asking where He is leading next. A loss in one area can be the birthplace of new opportunities elsewhere. When God redirects, He also provides. Those who follow His lead often find that their needs are met in unexpected ways. New doors open, creative solutions emerge, and divine connections appear at the right moment. Provision follows obedience. Faith in God's plan replaces anxiety over temporary financial setbacks. Redirection also protects from long-term consequences that are unseen in the present. What seems like an unfortunate financial struggle now may actually be preventing a far greater downfall later. God's wisdom extends beyond immediate comfort. He sees dangers ahead and shifts His people accordingly. Trusting His guidance ensures a safer and more prosperous path in the long run. Some of the most impactful figures in history found their purpose after a redirection. Many entrepreneurs, leaders, and ministers began their journey after financial hardship forced them to reconsider their path. Instead of focusing solely on money, they discovered how to use their skills for a higher calling, leading to fulfillment beyond wealth. A divine redirection can also reveal hidden talents and passions. When one door closes, another opens, often to a completely new and unexpected field. Some find themselves serving in ways they never imagined, only to realize they were being prepared for this all along. Financial limitation is sometimes the nudge needed to step into a new realm of influence. True prosperity is not measured in financial gain alone, but in alignment with God's plan. Wealth is a tool, not the ultimate goal. When financial struggles arise, it may be a divine signal to reevaluate priorities, seek God's direction, and move towards something greater than personal gain. And as we understand the power of divine redirection, another crucial lesson emerges: how financial hardship develops empathy, enabling us to serve and uplift others in ways we never expected. Financial hardship is more than a personal struggle. It is a tool that cultivates empathy. When individuals experience lack, they gain a deeper understanding of others who are suffering. True compassion is often born from personal trials, as those who have endured difficulties can genuinely relate to the pain of others. This connection fosters generosity, humility, and a heart aligned with God's will. God allows certain struggles not only to strengthen faith, but also to soften hearts. Those who have faced financial struggles firsthand are less likely to judge others in similar situations. Instead of assuming that poverty results from laziness or lack of effort, they see it for what it often is: a complex battle influenced by circumstances beyond one's control. This awareness fosters kindness and a willingness to help. When someone has struggled to pay bills, they understand the fear and anxiety that financial instability brings. They recognize the stress of choosing between rent and groceries or feeling helpless in the face of mounting debt. This first-hand knowledge fuels a desire to be a solution rather than a critic. Financial hardship, when embraced with wisdom, transforms a person into a source of support for others. One of the greatest lessons financial struggle teaches is the value of generosity. A person who has felt the sting of lack appreciates every act of kindness they receive. When they overcome their struggles, they are more inclined to help others, not out of obligation, but out of genuine understanding. They give not just because they have much, but because they know what it feels like to have little. Empathy also changes the way people view success. Instead of seeing wealth as a personal achievement, they recognize it as a blessing meant to be shared. The most impactful philanthropists and community leaders are often those who have known hardship. They do not hoard wealth. They use it as a tool to uplift others. Their giving is rooted in gratitude rather than guilt. Struggles refine not only personal faith, but also one's role in a larger community. Those who endure financial hardship become advocates for fairness and justice. They support ethical business practices, fight against exploitation, and encourage policies that provide opportunities for those in need. Their voices become powerful agents of change. Even in everyday interactions, financial hardship shapes how people treat one another. Someone who has known struggle is more likely to tip generously, support a struggling business, or help a friend in need. These small acts of kindness build a network of support that strengthens entire communities. The lessons learned in personal battles ripple outward, affecting many lives. God's plan for wealth extends beyond personal prosperity. It includes a mission to help others. When financial struggles develop empathy, they align individuals with this divine purpose. Those who have suffered become healers. Those who have lacked become providers. Their pain is not wasted. It is transformed into purpose. True abundance is measured not just in financial gain, but in the impact one has on others. Money alone does not make a person rich. Compassion does. A life dedicated to serving others is a life of true wealth. Those who understand this principle walk in divine prosperity, using their blessings to make the world a better place. And as we embrace the power of empathy, another profound truth emerges. Financial struggles are sometimes the burden of an entire lineage, and some are chosen to break generational cycles once and for all. Financial struggles are not always personal. They can be inherited burdens passed down through generations. Many individuals face economic hardships not because of their own mistakes, but due to patterns of mismanagement, poverty mindsets, and destructive financial behaviors embedded in their family history. But God raises up chosen ones to break these cycles and establish a new legacy. Generational financial curses are often reinforced by habits and beliefs. If a family has lived in lack for generations, scarcity becomes the norm, and wealth is seen as unattainable. Negative statements like money is evil or we will always struggle become ingrained, shaping how individuals perceive prosperity. Overcoming these ingrained beliefs is the first step toward financial freedom. Breaking a generational curse requires spiritual awareness and intentional action. One must recognize destructive financial patterns, such as debt dependency, impulsive spending, or fear-based saving, and replace them with wisdom, discipline, and faith-driven stewardship. The Bible emphasizes the power of renewing the mind. This principle applies to finances as well. Prayer and faith play a crucial role in this process. Seeking God's guidance in financial decisions ensures alignment with divine principles. Those who break generational curses rely not on human strategies alone, but on spiritual discernment. Aligning finances with God's will invites His supernatural provision and blessing. Education is another vital tool. Many financial struggles stem from a lack of knowledge about budgeting, investing, and wealth building. Seeking wisdom through books, mentors, or financial courses empowers individuals to make informed decisions. Proverbs teaches that wisdom is more valuable than riches. Acquiring financial knowledge is a step toward lasting prosperity. Breaking a generational curse also means setting a new standard for future generations. When someone chooses financial discipline, wise investing, and generosity, they create a ripple effect. Children and grandchildren inherit not just wealth, but financial wisdom. A single decision to break free from a cycle of lack can alter an entire family's destiny. Resistance often arises when challenging deeply ingrained financial habits. Some family members may discourage change, viewing new financial strategies as unrealistic or unnecessary. This is why perseverance and faith are essential. Pioneers in financial freedom must stand firm, trusting that their obedience will lead to long-term blessings. Biblical examples show that God honors those who break destructive cycles. Abraham left behind his old way of life to walk in divine prosperity. Joseph, despite being sold into slavery, positioned himself as a leader who provided for future generations. These stories remind us that breaking generational curses requires faith, resilience, and vision. True financial prosperity is not just about accumulating wealth, it is about creating a legacy of wisdom, stewardship, and faith. Those who shift their family's financial trajectory honor God and fulfill their divine purpose. They become examples of what is possible when one chooses to trust in divine provision over generational limitation. And as one steps into this new reality, another truth becomes evident. Financial blessings often come in divine timing, and patience is key to receiving what God has prepared. Financial blessings do not always come immediately. Many people grow frustrated when they do not see prosperity on their timeline, but divine provision operates on God's perfect schedule. Delays are not denials. They are moments of preparation. When blessings come in alignment with His timing, they are sustainable, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. God sees the full picture. While a person may feel ready for financial abundance, there may be unseen challenges that could lead to mismanagement or distraction. Sometimes, what seems like a delay is actually divine protection, ensuring that wealth arrives when it can, be handled wisely, and used for His glory. Trusting His process is key. The Bible is filled with stories of individuals who had to wait for their appointed season. Joseph spent years in prison before becoming a ruler. David was anointed king long before he sat on the throne. Their waiting periods were not wasted time, but essential for refining character, developing wisdom, and preparing for the weight of responsibility. The same principle applies to financial blessings. Misalignment with God's plan can lead to temporary success but long-term struggles. Many who force their way into wealth without divine timing find themselves burdened rather than blessed. Money obtained outside of God's will can bring anxiety, broken relationships, and misplaced priorities. True prosperity comes with peace and purpose. Patience in financial matters teaches reliance on God rather than self-sufficiency. Those who learn to trust Him during seasons of lack are better prepared to handle abundance without arrogance or mismanagement. A strong foundation of faith ensures that money remains a tool, not an idol. Divine alignment also means being faithful with current resources. Many desire more but fail to steward what they already have. Luke 16:10 states, "Whoever can be trusted, with very little can also be trusted with much." God observes how individuals handle small responsibilities before entrusting them with greater wealth. Preparation during waiting seasons is essential. This might involve improving financial literacy, learning better stewardship, or deepening spiritual discipline. Those who maximize their waiting period by growing in wisdom will be ready when divine prosperity arrives. It is not just about receiving wealth, but about being equipped to manage it effectively. Comparison can be a dangerous distraction. Watching others achieve financial success while still waiting can lead to doubt and frustration. However, each journey is unique. God's plan is personalized, and what works for one person may not be the right path for another. Trusting in His specific plan removes envy and cultivates contentment. When financial blessings arrive in God's timing, they bring joy rather than stress. They align with a greater purpose, allowing individuals to impact others positively. Money is not just for personal gain, but for fulfilling a divine mission, funding God's work, and serving those in need. And as we embrace divine timing, we must also learn a deeper truth. True faith is about walking by trust, not by sight, even when financial security is uncertain. Faith is more than belief. It is a way of life. Living by faith means trusting in God's provision, even when circumstances seem uncertain. Financial stability can fluctuate, but true faith is unshaken by external conditions. It is in these moments of uncertainty that faith is refined, teaching reliance on God rather than material security. Many struggle with financial anxiety because they measure security by what they can see. Yet faith calls for confidence in the unseen. Instead of fearing lack, those who trust in divine provision understand that God's resources are limitless. When one door closes, faith sees the potential for a better one to open. It is not about ignoring reality, but about recognizing a greater spiritual truth beyond immediate circumstances. Faith in finances does not mean neglecting responsibility. Wise financial planning, disciplined spending, and generosity all align with faith-driven living. Just as a builder carefully lays a foundation before constructing a house, a strong financial future is built on stewardship and trust in divine guidance. Faith works in partnership with action. Challenges often reveal the depth of one's faith. When faced with financial hardship, the natural response may be worry or doubt. However, a faith-centered mindset reframes obstacles as opportunities for growth. Those who persevere through trials develop resilience and gain deeper insight into God's faithfulness, strengthening their spiritual and financial foundation. A key principle of faith-based finances is giving with trust. Generosity may seem counterintuitive during times of struggle, but it operates under divine principles. Those who give in faith often experience provision in unexpected ways. The act of giving shifts focus from fear to trust, reinforcing confidence in God's ability to meet every need. Patience is another essential aspect of faith. Financial breakthroughs do not always happen instantly. Many biblical figures endured seasons of waiting before stepping into prosperity. During these times, faith teaches endurance, wisdom, and humility. The waiting period is not a denial, but a time of preparation for greater responsibility and blessing. Faith also recognizes that divine provision comes in various forms. Sometimes, instead of financial abundance, God provides opportunities, ideas, or relationships that lead to prosperity. A faith-filled perspective remains open to these different avenues, understanding that God's ways are higher than human expectations. In a world that prioritizes self-sufficiency, faith calls for surrender. Society encourages dependence on financial stability, but faith reminds us that true security comes from God. While financial strategies and resources have their place, they should never replace reliance on divine wisdom and direction. Gratitude is a cornerstone of living by faith. A heart that thanks God for provision, even before it arrives, demonstrates unwavering trust. Shifting focus from what is lacking to what is already present fosters contentment and prepares the mind for receiving more. Faith thrives in an atmosphere of gratitude and expectation. And as faith in finances grows, another important realization unfolds. Stewardship is the key to sustaining blessings, ensuring that prosperity serves a greater purpose rather than becoming an end in itself. Stewardship is about more than money. It's about responsibility, discipline, and alignment with God's purpose. Many desire financial breakthroughs, but true prosperity requires wisdom in managing what has already been given. Those who demonstrate faithfulness in small matters prepare themselves for greater opportunities and blessings. One of the key aspects of stewardship is intentionality. Without clear financial priorities, resources can slip away unnoticed. Learning to allocate funds wisely, avoiding impulsive spending, and setting aside for the future reflect a heart that values preparation over momentary satisfaction. God blesses those who approach their finances with prudence and purpose. Another dimension of stewardship is the recognition that wealth is a tool, not a source of identity. Money should serve a greater mission, not dictate one's worth or purpose. Those who see their resources as an instrument for positive impact, whether through generosity, investments, or supporting others, align themselves with divine principles of abundance. Opportunities often arise from good stewardship. Managing finances wisely creates stability, allowing people to seize new ventures, invest in their calling, and navigate challenges with resilience. God's provision is not just about receiving more, but about maximizing what is already available. Many breakthroughs come not through sudden wealth, but through the wise use of existing resources. Gratitude plays a central role in stewardship. Those who appreciate what they have tend to manage it better. Instead of constantly seeking more, they find value in what is already entrusted to them. This mindset fosters contentment and prevents the endless chase of material wealth, ensuring that financial blessings do not become burdens. A vital aspect of financial stewardship is breaking negative habits. Many financial struggles stem not from lack but from poor decision-making patterns. Recognizing and correcting these habits, whether it's overspending, neglecting savings, or avoiding financial planning, helps create a stable foundation for long-term prosperity. Generosity remains a cornerstone of good stewardship. Giving is not about losing, but about creating a cycle of provision. Those who give with faith and wisdom experience unexpected returns, whether in opportunities, relationships, or divine favor. God blesses a cheerful giver who understands that abundance is meant to flow, not stagnate. Stewardship is also about preparation. While faith plays a significant role in financial well-being, wisdom ensures sustainability. Those who take time to learn financial literacy, invest in skill building, and make informed decisions set themselves up for lasting success. God honors those who combine faith with diligence. Integrity in financial matters is crucial. Quick gains that come through unethical means often lead to loss. Sustainable wealth is built on honesty, accountability, and trustworthiness. Those who handle finances with integrity create a legacy that extends beyond their own lifetime, impacting future generations. And as stewardship becomes a lifestyle, another crucial realization emerges. Contentment in Christ is the ultimate wealth, ensuring that financial blessings never replace the deeper fulfillment of living in alignment with God's plan. Contentment in Christ is about understanding that true peace comes from a deep connection with God, rather than external achievements. It is a mindset that allows individuals to navigate life with a steady heart, regardless of financial standing. When faith is the foundation, circumstances lose their power to dictate happiness. A life rooted in contentment embraces simplicity and gratitude. It recognizes that joy is not found in accumulating more, but in appreciating what is already present. Those who practice contentment are not easily swayed by societal pressures or fleeting desires. They remain focused on what truly matters: spiritual growth, relationships, and purpose. People often equate financial success with security, but wealth alone does not guarantee stability. True contentment comes when one learns to trust in God's provision and guidance, understanding that needs will always be met in the right way and at the right time. This trust removes the constant worry about the future and replaces it with a sense of assurance. Contentment fosters resilience. In a world that constantly pushes for more possessions, more status, more achievements, those who cultivate contentment develop an inner strength that allows them to remain unshaken. They do not base their worth on external factors, but on their unwavering faith in God's plan for their lives. One of the most powerful aspects of contentment is the freedom it brings. The pursuit of wealth can lead to stress and exhaustion. Yet those who find fulfillment in Christ are liberated from the endless cycle of material pursuit. They work hard and make wise financial decisions, but their ultimate joy does not depend on numbers in a bank account. A content heart also promotes generosity. When people are not consumed by the fear of not having enough, they are more willing to give. They understand that blessings are meant to be shared, and in doing so, they contribute to a greater good. Their giving is not driven by obligation, but by genuine love and a desire to make a difference. Living with contentment allows individuals to focus on what truly enriches life. They invest in experiences, relationships, and personal growth rather than material excess. They understand that their legacy is not built on what they own, but on the impact they have on others and the love they share. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in achieving contentment. Taking time to reflect on personal values and priorities helps shift focus away from superficial desires. Those who practice self-reflection find clarity in what truly fulfills them, making it easier to resist societal pressures that equate wealth with success. Ultimately, contentment is an ongoing journey rather than a destination. It is cultivated through daily choices, choosing gratitude over dissatisfaction, trust over fear, and purpose over materialism. When individuals prioritize spiritual fulfillment, they discover a lasting peace that wealth alone could never provide. As contentment becomes a way of life, another revelation unfolds. Sometimes financial limitations are not obstacles but pathways to discovering one's true calling and mission. At times, financial hardship serves as a refining fire, shaping individuals for a purpose far greater than immediate comfort. This phase is not a punishment but a period of deep preparation. Those who endure scarcity often emerge with newfound strength, wisdom, and resilience, qualities necessary for stepping into a larger calling. A season of financial limitation can provide clarity on what truly matters. Without excess distractions, individuals are more likely to evaluate their priorities, discovering hidden talents and passions that might otherwise remain buried. These insights often lead to unexpected opportunities that align with a higher purpose rather than material gain alone. Struggles foster adaptability. Learning to do more with less builds creativity, problem-solving skills, and a deeper appreciation for non-material wealth. Many of history's most impactful figures endured financial strain before finding their mission. And it was precisely these experiences that equipped them to lead, innovate, and inspire. Financial difficulty also cultivates patience. When things do not come easily, individuals develop perseverance and endurance. These traits are invaluable not just in financial matters, but in every aspect of life. The ability to remain steadfast in uncertainty is a marker of true leadership and faith. This period can also serve as a test of values. In moments of lack, individuals face choices that reveal their true character, whether they will compromise principles for short-term relief or stand firm in integrity. These decisions define the foundation upon which future prosperity will rest. Adversity shifts the focus from accumulation to contribution. Without the immediate ability to pursue wealth, individuals often discover the joy of service, mentorship, and impact. Many who have endured hardship later use their experiences to uplift others, becoming voices of encouragement and sources of practical guidance. The absence of financial security removes the illusion of self-sufficiency. It forces a deeper reliance on wisdom, discernment, and faith rather than external stability. Those who embrace this shift learn to trust a path not defined by conventional success, but by divine purpose. When approached with the right mindset, temporary poverty becomes a powerful teacher. It instills gratitude, sharpens decision-making, and unveils strengths that remain hidden in times of abundance. These lessons, once learned, provide a foundation for sustainable success and meaningful prosperity. Rather than viewing financial struggles as a setback, they should be seen as a recalibration, an opportunity to grow in ways that wealth alone cannot provide. This transformation ensures that when prosperity arrives, it is met with the wisdom to steward it well. And as one emerges from this season, a final revelation unfolds. True financial abundance is not about personal gain, but about using one's resources to fulfill a greater mission, leaving a lasting impact beyond material wealth. Understanding financial struggles from a higher perspective is only the beginning. The real challenge lies in applying these lessons and embracing a transformed mindset. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Those who truly desire lasting change must take deliberate steps toward financial wisdom, stewardship, and faith-driven prosperity. Transformation begins with shifting perspective. Instead of seeing financial hardship as a permanent state, it must be viewed as a stepping stone toward growth. Each experience, whether of abundance or lack, offers a valuable lesson that refines decision-making, deepens resilience, and strengthens faith in divine provision. Discipline and consistency are key. Financial breakthroughs rarely happen overnight. They are the result of steady, intentional actions. Creating and sticking to a budget, eliminating unnecessary expenses, investing in skills, and maintaining a generous heart are all part of cultivating long-term prosperity. These small, consistent steps build a solid foundation for future abundance. Trusting the process is essential. Many people abandon financial wisdom out of impatience or discouragement. However, true financial success is often a gradual journey. Just as seeds take time to grow into strong trees, financial stability and purpose unfold over time when nurtured with faith and effort. Generosity remains a cornerstone of sustainable prosperity. When individuals recognize that wealth is a tool for greater impact, they begin to give freely, not out of obligation, but from a place of abundance. Giving with the right heart creates a ripple effect, blessing not only the receiver but also the giver, aligning financial success with a greater mission. Accountability accelerates transformation. Surrounding oneself with wise mentors, financial experts, and faith-driven communities provides support and guidance. Seeking knowledge from those who have successfully navigated financial challenges shortens the learning curve and prevents avoidable mistakes. Embracing humility is crucial. No one has all the answers, and financial journeys often include moments of failure. Instead of viewing setbacks as defeat, they should be seen as opportunities to learn, adjust, and move forward with renewed wisdom. The most successful individuals are those who remain teachable and open to growth. Balancing faith and action is the key to financial success. While trusting in divine provision, individuals must also take responsibility for their financial habits. Praying for prosperity while neglecting wise stewardship leads to frustration. However, aligning faith with practical steps creates the conditions for divine favor and lasting financial well-being. As this journey unfolds, fulfillment is found not in material wealth alone, but in purpose, impact, and alignment with God's plan. The true measure of financial success is not just what is accumulated, but how resources are used to uplift others and fulfill one's calling. And so, the final realization emerges. Every financial experience, whether challenging or abundant, serves as a stepping stone toward a greater destiny. The question remains, how will you apply these lessons to walk boldly into the future that God has prepared for you? Now that you've gained a deeper understanding of the spiritual and practical principles behind financial struggles and breakthroughs, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Information alone doesn't create transformation. Action does. The journey to financial and spiritual prosperity isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking steps today. Are you willing to break free from limiting beliefs? Will you commit to applying wisdom, discipline, and faith in your financial life? The decision is in your hands. True change requires courage. It means leaving behind old patterns, embracing new ways of thinking, and trusting that divine provision is available for those who seek it. You don't have to remain stuck in cycles of lack and frustration. The choice to step into a new reality is yours to make. Now, I challenge you. What's the first action you'll take? Will you create a plan, seek guidance, or start practicing generosity and faith? Growth happens when knowledge meets execution. If this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments what step you're committing to. And if you want to continue on this journey of financial wisdom and spiritual growth, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. The path to financial freedom and divine prosperity is open. Are you ready to walk in it?